Welcome back. I am Pratap here. Today is 5th October 2025. In this video, I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Then you get access to this post. And this post is having two YouTube playlist links that will be helping you to learn supply demand zone price action concepts. The first link is having all the training lessons up to lesson 30. And the second lesson is having training lessons from 1.1 to 8.2 examples videos. So click on the first play link. You have all the training lessons. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one. But first you go through lesson 1.1 and then go to the examples playlist. Complete lesson 1.1 examples video, and then go to lesson 1.2, and then again go to lesson 1.2 examples video. In this way, complete all the training lessons. I clearly explained all the training instructions at our Telegram channel. You can find the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Once you join at our channel, please look into the old messages or even in the pinned messages. You can find all the training instructions. If you can learn the course according to those training instructions, it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am generating different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software's supply demand zone top-down analysis strategy builder. So first, I am generating daily and 75-minute stocks near demand and supply zones so that we can identify high priority, high liquidity zones from those reports, and they can be used for high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. And also remember, I'll be giving you very few seconds time when you are watching the reports. So I request you pause the video, study the reports, and then proceed to the next reports. Okay, first starting with the daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Persistent is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. REC Limited is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. So we identified two high priority, high liquidity demand zones from this daily time frame. Okay, next for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. BHL is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Kotak Bank is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified two daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. First one is Alchem. This is also having a high liquidity supply zone apart from high liquidity demand zone. Even though it is stocks near high liquidity demand zone, because it is having both zones as a high liquidity demand and supply zones, you may get trade opportunities on either side because the distance is small between these zones. Next one is Federal Bank. That's it. We got 275 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Next time frame is, for next 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone, we got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Axis Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next, Divi's Lab is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next, Kotak Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got 375 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about identification of daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones for the HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, next I will generate Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with Nifty, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. See, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. And always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. And apply the same rules to all the supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when I am moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating a daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. The nearest demand zone for the current closing price is serial number 28. I will put it in the middle of the page so that you can find equal number of demand and supply zones. Okay, this is a Nifty supply demand zone chain generation for all the time frames. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So I am going back, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain generation. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report generation. Next, I will generate sideways, bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. First, sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone. Here bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup at entry time frame daily. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhanced score 11 for sideways, and third filter pierced zones I am allowing for only for daily time frames. We got 4 stocks. One pierced zone is there. Use this only for pierced zone strategy, but not for sideways trade setup. Okay. So except this remaining 3 stocks, entry time frame zones are daily demand zones because it is a monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup. But you should plan trades in these daily demand zones only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. You should not forget that point. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes are daily supply zone and one more change, sideways short. Let's filter. No stocks. Next time frame is, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zone is daily demand zone. Here bullish and one more change, minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 12 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So total we got 12 stocks. Out of these 12 daily demand zones, let us identify high probability trade setup daily demand zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. Applying the filter on the 12 stocks, we got 11 stocks. In all the 11 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. See here, daily demand zone and weekly demand zone overlapped. But one more filter we should add. Because daily demand zone is overlapped inside the weekly demand zone, now we should look for weekly demand zone having weekly EMA or not, if weekly trend is uptrend. But see, all stocks weekly trend is uptrend, ITF trend is weekly. So I am applying the filter EMA confluence on the weekly demand zones with weekly EMA confluence because weekly trend is uptrend. So 7 stocks are filtered. So these 7 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. So all these demand zones are high probability trade setup zones. See, some of the zones already tested maybe from the previous reports. But can we use them again? That is depending on lesson 20 checklist items. If they are passed, you can plan the trade, one more trade. Otherwise, maybe zone might be violated. Okay, this is the first report. Next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. After that, HTF EMA confluence. Let us generate that report. So I am removing ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters you have to set. First one, daily and weekly demand zone confluence, already enabled. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. And all the 4 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. That is what you are seeing here. Okay, but at the same time monthly, all are part of monthly. Daily and weekly together are part of the monthly. That's why monthly demand zone I am checking the trend, only 3 stocks uptrend is there. So if monthly demand zone in these uptrend stocks are having monthly EMA Confluence, because daily is overlapped inside monthly, so the daily zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. So in the EMA Confluence at monthly time frame, I am checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA Confluence. And trend on the monthly should be uptrend. It should not be sideways, because uptrend, because it is bullish trade setup. So with all these filters, we got 2 stocks. See, this one already gave a test, because we've been seeing DMART for the last several days. Maybe previous report it might have gave you a test. Now moving towards the supply zone. So next time prices enter into this zone, can we plan a trade? That depends on lesson 20 checklist items. Okay, anyway, this is a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. At daily time frame, I am selecting bearish, zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum order hands score 12. Allowing pierced zones with these filters, we got 3 stocks. And all the 3 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 3 daily supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first filter is the LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter, applying on the 3 stocks. We got only 1 stock. So in this stock, this daily supply zone is overlapped with weekly supply zone. At the same time, weekly trend is a downtrend. So we can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence or not. By applying the filter, we got the stock. That means this daily supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next. LTF and ITF supply zone confluence we already enabled. Next, LTF, ITF, even HTF supply zone confluence. Let's verify. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set: daily and weekly, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we don't have any stocks. Fine. So this is a monthly income trade. Next, I will generate weekly income trade reports. First, weekly income trade sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at entry time frame 75 minutes. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum order hands score 11 for sideways. And third filter, 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. So 2 stocks are filtered. See, our daily demand zones are not pierced. And these 2 daily, 75 minutes demand zones. So these 2 75 minutes demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes supply zone and here sideways short. We got 6 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. And you should plan trades in these 6 75 minute supply zones only if lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes demand zone. And here bullish. And minimum odd enhancer score 12. Let's filter. We got 6 stocks supporting sideways. Not sideways. Supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Out of these 6 75 minutes demand zone, let us identify high probability trade setup 75 minutes demand zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. Let us apply the filter on those 7 stocks. Something wrong. Some mistake I made. Okay, bullish trade setup. Let us apply the 75 minutes. Again, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone filter I am applying. Yeah, out of 6, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks because 75 minutes demand zone overlapped inside the daily. Now I am checking daily demand zone having daily EMA or not. Daily demand zone with daily EMA because 75 minutes entry time frame zone is overlapped inside daily demand zone. So I am checking daily EMA and 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. That is very important. Okay, next LTF and ITF demand zone, LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. After that HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting. 75 and daily already enabled. 75 minutes and weekly. Daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By setting all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And the weekly trend, HTF trend, is uptrend in both the stocks. Let's further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. By enabling the filter, we got both the stocks. So both these 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. See, already tested 4 times previously. Can we plan trade again? That's depending on lesson 20 checklist items. If they are passed, you can plan the trade. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. This is how you should understand all these zones. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, let us look into bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zone is 75 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone, 75 minutes supply zone, and here bullish or bearish. At 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0 maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 10 stocks. All these 10 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75-minute supply zones. So total we got 10 stocks. Out of these 10 75-minute supply zones, let us identify high probability trade setup supported 75-minute supply zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. After enabling the filter and applying on the 10 stocks, we got 8 stocks. In all the 8 stocks, all these 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with the daily supply zone. And daily trend, that is ITF trend, is downtrend in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, because daily trend is downtrend. So we got 5 stocks. So these 5 75-minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. If the checklist items are satisfied, you can plan the trade, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. This is the first strategy. Next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence and HTF EMA confluence. Let us identify those stocks. Removing ITF EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So in this stock, this 75-minute supply zone overlapped with the daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone, and also weekly trend. HTF trend is downtrend. So we can further filter and check whether this stock weekly supply zone having weekly EMA or not. Because weekly trend is downtrend, let's filter. No stocks are available. So in this strategy, we don't have any high probability trade setup zones. Okay, this is about a bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next reports are about daily income trades. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. I am selecting sideways long at 15 minutes time frame. That means I am generating sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhanced score 11 for sideways, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Sorry for the mistake. Both these 15 minutes demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. And you should plan trade only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minute supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. We got only 1 stock. Entry time frame zone is 15 minute supply zone. Okay, next, bullish trade setup for a daily income trade. The changes are 15 minutes demand zone, bullish, and the minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Let's verify the high probability supported zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. By applying the filter, we got all the three. That means all these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with all these 15 minutes demand zones. All these are all 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is up. Again we will filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minutes demand zones. That is 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. No stocks are having as per this strategy. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removed ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, three filters we have to set. First one 15 minutes and 75 minutes. 15 minutes and daily. 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling all the three filters, we got only one stock. So this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together overlapped with daily demand zone. But daily trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone supply zone. Bullish or bearish at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhance score 12. And also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. These 5 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are, not weekly, daily income trade. Bearish trade setup for daily income trade because entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. And all the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. So total we got 5 stocks. Out of these 5 15-minute supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. Applying this filter, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is a downtrend in all the stocks. Let's further filter based on 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. So this 15-minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay. So next strategy is LTF, ITF, HTF, all the 3 supply zone confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, I am setting 3 filters. First one is 15 minutes and 75 minutes. Next 15 minutes and daily. 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we don't have any stocks. This is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, I will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, starting with yearly. Price closed inside yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. We don't have any stocks. Half yearly time frame. Price closed inside half yearly demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone. We got 1 stock. Next, stocks near quarterly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 21 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. We got 13 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 12 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 4 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 24 stocks are filtered. Can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 8 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. We got 29 stocks. We can further filter this list based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 8 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near weekly supply zone. We got first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 41 stocks. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So it is the filter list. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 24 stocks are filtered. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 20 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 already generated. So next time frame 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Next, stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next time frame 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, the stocks near to the 15-minute supply zone, we got 6 stocks. Next time frame 5 minutes, stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 8 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, and in the final report I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. Scrolling the list down, so this is the end of the report. Hope this information is useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.